Well, today we have our friend Dennis from Fagan Associates on the line to talk about some of the things affecting the capital region and our businesses. And Aaron sent over an article earlier that we looked at about travelers no longer having to quarantine as of April 1st when they come back to New York. What's that going to mean for our businesses, Dennis?
I think it's a double-edged sword. I think if you look at the city of New York, that suffered greatly during the pandemic because a lot of international tourists. If you look at upstate, Canadians could not come into the upstate region, and yet the Adirondacks were packed with New York Staters and also those from adjacent states who really couldn't travel that much. So the Northeast was kind of like a separate hub, which I think helped a lot of the upstate areas. And probably hurt a lot of the metro areas, such as like a Boston or, like I mentioned earlier, New York City. So I think the ability to travel without quarantining, and probably over the next 3 or 4 months to travel indiscriminately, is probably going to help some of the major cities more than it's going to help upstate areas. For instance, Love Lake George. We go there quite often, but we went there more often last year than we would have otherwise. We did not vacation, in South Carolina or this or that. So yeah. a lot more regional travel.
I also saw that, they're going to have indoor gatherings, be able to have a, bigger space or more people in those. So I imagine weddings and things will start firing up again.
I think that's what's really going to help the areas, your restaurants, your catering places, wedding planners, all that. I mean, I've got three either nieces or nephews that were planning to get married last year. One did get married in front of 20 people, I think, and the other two put theirs off. So I know the wedding planners are very crowded right now, and I think the venues will be very hard to get if you haven't booked it already. So I think that'll be a boon to the area. And I just think that the general sense of optimism, I think, is going to be very positive for restaurants and travel. Like I would see leisure travel growing strong, especially the cruise lines. The airlines perhaps not as strong, just given the fact that business travel will be somewhat limited due to the discovery of Zoom conferences in the past year or so. So I think it's going to be a mixed bag, and you have to see, is it temporary, is it more lasting? It's going to be something that we can get behind, and it's going to be like the Roaring '20s, like it was 100 years ago, or is it going to be somewhat temporary?
I hadn't thought about that. That's crazy, because they were coming right off of their pandemic in the 20s, and then people just had a lot of fun.
Yeah, but it did not bring good things. But this time's different, though.
Yeah, well, and that shows how important it is for everybody to get vaccinated as soon as they can, too. With people moving around a lot more, we just still got to be safe. Dennis, if people need some information from you guys and some help with their planning of their retirement or investments, how do they get in touch with you guys?
Yeah, just give us a call at 518-279-1044 or check us out on the web at faganasset.com.
All right. Well, I sure appreciate your insight on this stuff and giving us some extra things to think about. And be safe out there.
You too, Randy. Enjoy the day.
All right. Bye-bye. You too. Bye-bye.